Right.
Hold on. Am I still good? You still see me?
Yep, we live. We are live, live, live. I am super excited about Hello, hello. I am super excited to start another Talk It Out session with my homie, Yameen Thomas. What's going on?
What's going on, B? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. No complaints for a Wednesday. We halfway through this week.
Absolutely.
Shit.
It is.
So,
It feels like
yeah.
the week is flying by. Each week, closer to the end of the year it gets, but I can't keep up with the day. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? Is it the 20th? Is it the 10th? Is it 11th? I don't know anymore.
Bro, the numbers. No, it's not the days. It be the numbers. Like, I'm like, dang. I'm like, what's the... Because October, it came and went. Like, October, I didn't even know. Like, it was like, yeah, it's the 1st of October. And then it was like, whoo, November. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. So every day is the 1st of the month at this point.
Right.
Rest every
day. Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a slight preview of what to expect today on Talk It Out, our virtual happy hour. Of course, first things first, if you do not have a drink, please get one. We are going to be providing you with great business entertainment and tips for the next 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm super excited to have you join us. So today, some of the topics that we are going to talk about is how to really get your business out there. You know what I'm saying? You have a great business idea. You feel like you know what you want to do. You feel like it's going to be great. It's going to be the next $1 million idea. But how do you test that before you actually go into the market? That is what's most important. So that is something that we are going to talk about today. But before we do that, the first thing we want to do is do our drink check. Okay. So, Yameen, what are you drinking on today?
Well, Yameen's gonna keep it light.
That man is senior citizen.
Yeah, I got my my little sangria. I like sangria, so I think this is a Barefoot brand. They're pretty solid. It's safe. I won't get too tipsy. Won't say anything too crazy. So it's that good middle of the road for me.
Get reckless. Yeah, that's good. I like a sangria too. My homegirl, she used to make some bomb sangrias like from scratch. Like it tastes so like them from scratch ones is a whole different beast. But I love a good sangria. You can't go wrong. For me, I'm on my usual. I just got my Jack, honey. I put 2 ice cubes in it instead of 1 since I'm gonna be on because I ain't want to get got the extra dilution on there. Yeah. So 2 ice cubes instead of 1 tonight.
Water down a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Make sure we can provide these people with the information they need today.
Man, for real, it's called drunk talk it out.
Look. No way, y'all. We just gonna end it for the day. We gonna end it. But one of the first things I like to do, of course, when I have somebody on Talk It Out, especially somebody I know, I like to talk about like how we met, how we know each other. So, we go all the way back. West Charlotte days.
Absolutely. West Charlotte. Yep. Shout out to any of the Lions watching this. Yep.
Come on, all the Lions watching this. Dub C in the building. Tell them what's the hashtag you came up for us? What's the hashtag?
Hey, the hashtag is just some kids from Dub C. That's
right now. And I love that hashtag. Like when you sent it to me, I was super excited about it because I know we were talking about it before we went live, but West Charlotte, it's really transitioning the type of school that it is and what it's doing and how it's growing. So, I'm excited that, with it having the reputation that it is, that I'm able to connect with other entrepreneurs from West Charlotte that have really, came out and really did some stuff. And like, it's a lot of us. Like, West Charlotte is busting it in this entrepreneur field.
Yeah, it's impressive, man. I think that being products of our environments has given us perseverance that a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to relate to. And I think that's what makes us unique. I mean, regardless of if it's from any lane you're in within entrepreneurship, because like I said, we can run a gamut as far as the imprint West Charlotte students have left in Charlotte. But the perseverance, man, the things that we saw on a daily day, the teachers we had, the environment that the school was in. You know, I used to walk to school, so I stayed literally right up the street. So I think that
I ain't walked. I rode the bus.
Yeah, you was on the bus. So yeah, I mean, look, all those things coupled, I think that it gives us an edge, and I think it's important for us to, you know, leverage that edge, create that network, and do things like what we're doing today, right? So, but to the story, I started in West Charlotte in 2002. I think you graduated 2007, right?
Yep, right after you.
So yeah, so you enrolled the class right after mine. I came here from Indianapolis, so I originally came to Charlotte in elementary. I went to Lincoln Heights Elementary, Statesville Elementary, Dorada.
Come on, that baby got the heritage.
Before it became an alternative school, I was at Dorada, and then I left for middle school, came back for high school. So I came back in Indianapolis swag. I had like the braids. We were like,
come on with the braids.
It was bad.
Before the ball head.
Yeah, super ball now, but it was foreign to me. But yeah, so my sophomore year, I mean, your class came in. Y'all had like a bigger class. Your class actually came in with like a lot of audacity. Your class kind of came in like
07.
Yeah. We came in like y'all owned the place a little bit. So 07 and 08 actually, both classes. But
definitely.
Yeah, but I just remember, I know you was in a band. Obviously I was on the football team, so we used to always see each other.
Not obviously. Why I gotta be obviously? Maybe you like golf or something. Dang.
you know, we always saw each other in passing. But I think here recently, within the past couple of years, we had a chance to really kind of reconnect. You know, I obviously saw what you were doing with Pamper Us Mobile Massage. I thought it was super dope and innovative. Nothing I had saw currently at the time in Charlotte or the Carolinas, let alone. I think that was like that was your go-to, right? Like North Carolina's only mobile spa. So I thought that was very forward thinking, right? And so I was like, okay, yeah, she owns stuff. She's doing something there. Then I know you went into different lanes with the grilling and all these different things, right? You have a wheelhouse that you're able to tap into. And for me, I was just like, I was glad to see somebody with a hustle in them like that. Right? I was like, she out here hustling for real. So bring it full circle to us reconnecting really like within the past 2 years, and with the current venture I'm on now with our company Whole Bod Technologies. I think you were actually one of my first conversations in regards to like being a vendor on our platform. So for those who don't know, who's watching, Whole Bod Technologies is a health and wellness tech startup based in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we have created a fitness mobile app called Whole Bod. And what it does is it rewards users with digital currency for completing workouts. And then they can use that currency to then purchase deals, discounts, and experiences from local, online, and international merchants who we partner with. So now your workouts account for more than just gains. It can count for, saving money on your fitness and wellness and health journey. It can count for, money towards a vacation in the future.
Come on, I love a vacation.
It could count for a massage. Pamper Us Mobile Massage could pull up on you at the house
for an
exclusive discount through Whole Bod. So, and I think those things have really mirrored us together, and we've had a chance to really kind of dive further into building rapport. And then, we took the class together, right? The
John C. Smith. What was it? Inclusion, like diversity, all that.
Inclusive procurement training program. That's what it was.
Come on, drop the legit name because I messed it all up.
We was the first there too. The first course.
Come on, pioneers out here.
Yeah. So I think all those things, man. I think at that point we just developed a mutual respect for each other's hustle, and I think we could do some great things, whether it's individually or collectively. But the good part is I know we always have like check-in conversations at least once a month. I'm in the fitness community that you have on Facebook. So it's fun to be able to always collaborate and connect and just see what people are doing all the time. So especially when you from the same root. So
come on, same root.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And you're right. And I'm super excited. And, one thing that I definitely love is the fact, the ability to connect. Like, I love connecting. So I'm always excited to connect with like-minded individuals who trying to take their business to the next level. And I feel like that's something that you're trying to do and I'm trying to do. So I'm definitely excited to have you on here as well, of course. So rolling into some of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. If you're just joining us, we're going to be talking about how to plan your business for an epic launch. Basically, are you that entrepreneur who has a business idea, you think it's going to be monetarily profitable, and you just don't know? What I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs do is they come up with a business idea and they directly start investing into it. They start buying marketing materials, business cards, logos. They buy all this stuff. Then they start promoting it. Then they ain't got no clients, and then they stressed out. And then that's when they book a session with me,
Right.
be the entrepreneur, and they like, I don't know why my business is not making money. I don't know like why people are not buying. And then I ask them, do you have a target market? Have you reached out to your target market? And if so, how did you determine your target market? Because the first thing people like to say is, anybody can buy my product. Anybody can use my product.
Yeah, it's for everybody, right?
Right. So, but that's not always the case. You have to have a target market. So Yameen is here today. He talked about Whole Bod, and I've really been watching him since we kind of connected earlier this year about partnering up. I've just been watching you guys kind of just grow the brand. Like I love the background, how you guys have been inclusive and having your audience choose like your name. Like I think y'all was looking for like a slogan or something, like your tagline.
Yep.
Like I love the fact I can vote on. I was like, you know what? I like this. I like it with the periods. You know what I'm saying? Like it made me feel like, I'm a part of the brand. So let's start with the importance of target market testing. Tell us a little bit about what that is, how that process looked for you, and give us some info.
Yeah. So I think, all things start with an idea, right? Everyone has an idea. And I think that's the easy part. Having an idea is the easy part. Now, validating the idea is where you get a little bit more nuance and it takes a little bit more time. But I always tell people, work backwards, right? Go from what is your idea solving, right? What is this ideas you have? What's the problem? And is your idea truly the solution for it? Or is it just a suggestion, right? So for people identifying like a target market, think about the person who would be the end user or the purchaser, right? Create
end user.
Yeah, create buyer personas. That's what we did. We created buyer personas, right? So let's use an example of Kate. Kate is a 28-year-old Bank of America employee. She's senior level management. She enjoys working out in places like the Dow YMCA. She shops at Vitamin Shop. She likes taking vacations with her boyfriend at least twice a year, and they own a dog, right? So this right here, I've kind of created a framework, right? I have a name with a person, given it's not a real person that I know personally, but I've given this persona a name. I've given this person a job. I've given them hobbies, what they do, what they like, where they frequent, right? And things that they like to do, and potentially places where they like to spend their money. So from there, now I'm kind of starting to see like, okay, is Kate someone who is going to benefit my business? And if so, how is she going to benefit my business? So from there, now I'm starting to look at personas. Now I got Kate, I got John, I got Daquan, I got Tariq.
Not Daquan, come on, from the West Side.
But the catch is that they all have something in common. So the thing they have in common is maybe they all have this common shared problem of they don't have enough time on their hands to find a fitness regimen. Or maybe the problem is that they want to spend more money on fitness, but I'm using this as whole body examples, that they want to spend more money on fitness, but they own a home, so their money is going to go priority to their house, right? And unfortunately, because of that, they're health sacrifices. So whenever you're creating like a target market, you have to look at, is your product truly a solution for that segment of people, or is it just you're trying to throw darts in the wind? And a lot of times when you don't do consumer research, right, through free sites, like last week 2 weeks ago, we gave free research sites. Nielsen.com is one of the most accessible consumer research sites you can go to. That's NIELSEN.com. And you can pull, at least beginning data on any segment of people that you want for any problem. Use that data, analyze it, see if your product or service can truly satisfy their need or their issue. And then from there, you create those personas. So don't feel like I have the world's solution, right? You don't. Like companies like Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, those type of companies are like, they call them unicorns for a reason, because they don't come along they come around every blue moon. Canva, I mean, they're so hard to find a company or create a company that can be used by anyone, everywhere, at any time. So instead of trying to just create something for everyone, create something for people who you know or you think is going to be impacted by it the most.
Thank you. And I'm in here. And I totally agree. I totally agree. Thank you for sharing that. Like, I think, and what people don't realize is if you do this part first, if you determine your customer persona, that lets you know where to market at. And that's what people mess up. They want to market everywhere. I want to put it everywhere. I'm about to get Facebook ads, Google ads, everything. No.
Yep.
If you work smart and start backwards and start with your customer persona, then you know exactly where you need to go because you know what your client is doing. So if she shops at Whole Foods, okay, what areas of Charlotte would I normally find a Whole Foods? Okay, boom, you can start there. That means I need to start on these areas. She owns a dog. Maybe for Whole Buy, maybe y'all can give like pet incentives. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so yeah.
And something
go ahead.
Thing, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Another thing I like to also things that what we did was, and I suggest anybody do it before you jump into an industry, before you even get to the point of designing a business card. There's something called Porter's 5 Forces that you can utilize. And Porter's 5 Forces is it's an industry analysis, right? It allows you to look at the attractiveness of an industry to see if the competition is so fierce that it would affect profitability, right? So you have, and this is something that anyone viewing, you can go look up as well, just so you're not trying to write it down. But barriers to entry. So is that industry easy for companies to enter, right? So threats of new entrants. Is it supplier driven or is it buyer driven? Meaning, do the buyers control the pricing of what your product or service is, or do the suppliers control it? And then the last one is going to be, what is it? Threat of substitution. I apologize. Threat of substitution. So meaning, can somebody come along and do the same thing you're doing, but for cheaper, and then you lose market share. So before you create any business card logo ideas, look at the industry that you're trying to go into, examine it, and see where your company fits position-wise in that industry that you're attempting to go into.
That is, come on, you better be dropping the plugs. I can't even type fast enough. Like I'm over here click clacking.
Porter's 5 Forces.
Oh no, I know Porter's 5 Forces. Yeah, I got that one. Yes, this some good tea. Hey, if y'all do not have y'all pens out, get them out. If you want to get a copy of this, please go to www.betheentrepreneur.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at b.theentrepreneur. We can send you this video live directly so you guys can get all the links, learn how to do your market analysis for free, or sometimes at cheap house outside of for free. So don't forget to sign up because we got some tea, some gems, all the good stuff. So rolling on. So let's talk about the difference between industry market and target market. So we talked about your target market, which we know focuses on your consumer. What are your suggestions for somebody who's trying to study the industry? What are your how would you start there?
Whew, man, that's
yeah, get intense then.
Yeah, that's big. Man, the industry is going to be it's so many different pieces. I'm trying to think of the best way to kind of streamline it all. I think number one is that the industry that you're looking at, make sure it's something that you really want to be involved in, meaning make sure that the people who are in that industry are people who you want to work with, right? People who are going to be, because they're going to be key partners. They're going to be either suppliers, they're going to be key decision makers going to have to work with. So if you're going in that industry, understand the type of people that are in the industry, understand the expectations that come with that industry, and understand just the growth, right? How much is this industry growing still, or is it stagnant? Is it saturated? Those are things to kind of consider. But I think with anything, when I would look at it, like for instance, when we looked into the health and wellness industry, the thing that we noticed that stood out for us to solve our problem that we created a solution for is it was very fragmented, right? So if I want to buy running shoes, I got to go to Nike.com or Brooks.com. If I wanted to buy some new workout shorts, I would have to go to UnderArmour.com. If I wanted to buy a water bottle, I would have to go to Wellness Blender or something. Or if I wanted to buy a beanie, I would have to go to another site. Bottom line, long story short, I had to go make all these different steps in my purchasing decision journey, my customer decision journey, to find the things that I wanted or I needed for me to get started, right? Let alone stay healthy. So for us, that was an issue within the industry, right? It was fragmented. So we wanted to make sure that we could streamline the entire process. So when you're looking in the industry, look at potential opportunity to create a huge impact in the industry. Because if the problems are already being solved all the way across, then you're coming in, you're trying to just be a substitute. And at that point, you're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to try to outspend the companies that are already anchored in that industry. I don't know when it does it. I don't know if I'm by myself or what. I just be stopping sometimes. I think it's on mute. I think it's on mute.
I'm in here just talking, going in. No, I said, when you be dropping some gems, you know, I just try to put you on the forefront so people can see that it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem, because you definitely are giving some good information. And I would say, piggybacking off of that, guys, when you think about the industry, if you miss one of our other ones, if you missed one of our other recordings, the one we did last and 2 weeks ago was talking about oversaturated markets. Now I know for Yameen, I know that you're going into the health and wellness market, and we talked about this when we first met. You know, talking about it, you was like, I already know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So our main goal is to really try to stick out, and you know, and when you told me about what you were trying to do, I thought that was pretty good. So can you tell a little bit more about how you guys distinguish yourselves in the market of health and wellness?
Yeah. So as you said, there's no shortage of fitness apps on the market. I think that's something that you and I both said when we sat down. Like, there's no shortage of fitness apps. So everything I just described in that five forces, call me a hypocrite, right? Because we looked at all those things and realized that threats of substitutes and new entrants were two of the biggest competitors, were two of the largest things that we saw that would work against us, right? So in that moment, we knew we couldn't just be, you know, we knew we couldn't just be a fitness app. You couldn't just press start and then you've got some workouts and then you log in and you're done. So for us, we had to start thinking about what's going to make us different, right? Not better, but different. Because better is just another commercial in the fitness industry. That's just another app to drop, like, all right, another one, right? But
right.
We had to think along the lines of what is something that's not happening right now. And we didn't have to look far, because I had a problem, my business partner had a problem, and people who we talked to had certain problems, right? So the issue wasn't far. It was just a matter of, all right, these are my problems, but no one's solving them. So once we recognized that, it made those barriers a little bit, in our eyes, like a little bit more non-existent. So to differentiate ourselves, we had to look at a couple of things, right? What's our brand story? That's number one. What is our story? What's our reason for coming into existence? Number two, what's our value proposition? So what do we offer to the consumer, or in our instance, what do we offer to the customer, the end user, and the client, which would be the businesses, right? And then thirdly, what technology are we going to use that's going to separate us from what's out there? We know, like Peloton just signed a big deal with Beyonce. That's game changing, right? You got Mirror and Tonal. They're at home digital.
Hey, Mirror is legit though. Hey, Mirror. Hey, they changed the game with that.
Within 2 years, they were acquired by Lululemon. So I mean, that shows you that they were being proactive and they were thought process was very futuristic, right? And they have sped up that at home digital experience. But for us, it was like, all right, we have a roadmap. We know where we want to go. We know what it's going to look like to get there. We know how much it's going to take to get there. So for us to differentiate ourselves, we had to make a statement early. And for us, it was like, all right, well, let's not just help people get in shape. Let's save people money as well, right? Now, let's not only help people save money, but let's help businesses get their products in front of their end users, right? And then let's not only do that, let's help these businesses save money on advertising dollars. So, and then from there, it's like, users like to work out. Let's not just make them work out. Let's let them work out together, right? Through our fitness meetup groups, because we all know fitness is better together if you enjoy group fitness. Then it's like, well, not only that, we just kept going, right? We didn't think of limitations. And for anybody watching this, I will tell you this. If you are going into an industry that you have no existence, no prior ties to, no experience, you have an advantage because you're able to think without limitations. People who are in industries for too long, they feel like they're in a box because this is the way we've always done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the death of so many companies. This is the way we've always done it. This is the way we've always done it. But these companies that we see out here that are household staple companies, the founders of Airbnb weren't real estate agents. All right. The founder of Square didn't work in the finance industry. The founder of Uber didn't drive taxis. Jeff Bezos didn't work in a bookstore. You know, the list goes on and on and on. My point being, they saw a problem. They came in with unlimited imagination. They got the right team players and they attacked it. And they let people know, you might not even know this problem existed, but let me bring it to your forefront. And then you're like, oh shit, I never even realized I had that problem.
Yeah, I ain't even know that I wish people could come pick me up faster in their own car. Look.
Let me get in a car with a stranger and get home quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever thought that would even be a thing? But it's a $1 billion thing now. So
right.
The biggest thing when you're looking at the industry is if it is saturated, you have to be able to differentiate yourself, and not by a little bit. It can't be like a feature. Like we offer this feature instead. It's got to be completely
a whole experience,
like nothing else out there. Like you can't be one of another 100 in a market full of 1,000 think you're gonna stand out. You got to completely change the game to get any traction in a market that would be saturated.
And that is true. And it's true. And what you got to realize that it's possible. Like, it's possible. Like, it's a lot of hairstylists in Charlotte, but it's still more coming out every day. And all of them are making money. Everybody making money. So it's possible. Like Yameen said, I think it's all about proper planning and proper preparation, guys. Because if you know your target market and you know exactly where you're going with your marketing dollars, that saves time and money. Because now you can cut out all the middle people that you know are not going to buy your service, and you can focus everything that you have on the people who want to buy your service. And I think that's another thing I want to bring up is that when I consult, I feel like a lot of people get caught up in people that don't support them. Like, oh, such and such ain't buying. You know, well, I'm missing this group. Or my family's not buying. My family and friends not supporting.
Right.
I'm going to be real. If I depended on my family and friends at the very beginning, I would have been SOL. Not everybody, but you know, for a majority part, some of my family members didn't get massages until like the last 3 to 4 years, and it'll be 10 years for me in March. So you know, I know, crazy.
That's a huge milestone right there. That's
not
to be taken lightly. 10 years in any.
10 years. I know, it's so crazy. Oh, come on, say less. You know, I'm down for a toast.
Anybody watching, raise a glass to 10 years.
10 years, don't.
That's massive. I pray that we're able to say that.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm excited about it. Real talk. It's definitely a milestone. I'm excited about it. But I say that to say that don't be afraid to create your own lane. And that's something that I put in the comments. When I went into massage therapy, real talk, I ain't know nothing about it. I got a great massage at home, and I was like, you know what? This is a good idea. I'm about to start a business and have people going out doing massages. And I legit did that. I started with one massage therapist. We was tearing up the university area, and then we just kind of we kind of expanded out. And and I went into a market I knew nothing about, like not doing massage, nothing. I literally got a massage and started the next month. So I think it's all about their fearlessness. And when you said that part about going into a market, you have that advantage as a new person. That's so true, because when I went into massage therapy, look, I told my homegirl, I was out here doing facials. I ain't even know back then, ain't nothing happen now. That was 9 years ago, but I was out here doing whole live little mini facials at the crib.
That's hustling.
Hustling. I'm like, I'm about to make this a spa experience. Chair, mess around, looked up at the board. You can't even do mobile. I'm out here just illegal. But I didn't know.
Right.
But me offering that service, it opened the door for me being a mobile spa service. You know what I'm saying? So even though I did have to take that service off, now I'm already out here. I already got the clientele from it. I didn't pulled all that from it. So I just say, y'all, don't be afraid to go in full force once you determine that is a market that you can make money on.
Go all in.
That's the key.
Go all in.
That is the key. So next thing, a lot of people are really good sometimes at getting the information. But what I've noticed is people get information and they don't do anything with it.
Okay.
There's no purpose in you doing a whole marketing plan or putting out questionnaires and surveys and you're not analyzing them. So,
Right.
Yameen, I wanted you to talk about some of the ways that you guys analyze some of the feedback that you use to kind of create Whole Bod, pivoted, everything you kind of did. What did that look like for y'all?
Yeah, so we did customer surveys. We had used a website called oh man, it'll come back to me, and I'll send it. I'll send it to you so you can attach it to the notes for this video. But
Okay.
it was a survey service where you can actually set up surveys and import email lists and send it out. So the caveat to that was great idea on our part, right? But we didn't have market research experience. We didn't know how to set up questions to really pull the data the right way.
That you
right?
needed.
So the surveys were the surveys, right? And the feedback was there, but we actually had to give it to somebody who I know who does market research to interpret the data, because I can interpret like data graphs, right? But quantitative data, no, I wouldn't
Get
be
real.
qualitative. I'm like, I don't know.
Gotta pass that on. Stay in my lane. Stay in my lane.
And so once we got that finished, it created a story, right? The data told a story of things that people are seeking or things that people would like to use. Now, you can't always rely on the data because some people, we all know people take surveys all day, every day, and they're just going to put stuff down, right? So outside of the survey, I started talking to people who I didn't know. So like you said, right, you rely on your friends and family. A lot of time they're going to be in agreement with you simply because they want to see you win, right? So
and they want to support you.
Yeah,
girl, that was good.
Even if I would never use your service, I'm going to say that's a great idea, right?
line.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a great idea to them, but it's not a service they would ever use. And again,
right.
your data is skewed because you're asking the wrong people, right? So for me, I had to ask people who were in the gym who I did not know. What I would look for is people who's working out in the middle, they doing this, right? And I walk by, not scrolling, but they logging stuff. I'm like, what app you use? Oh man, what do you like about it? Oh, it does that. Okay, anything you wish it did do? Oh man, it's like, and those type of conversations kind of happen over and over and over.
And that's organic, and that's a good thing. Like people overlook organic. Like organic conversations will get you the answer you need.
Yeah, a lot faster than like a DM to somebody you know. So you gotta you gotta shoot your shot, man. You can't. You're trying to start a business. You can't be afraid to talk to people. You can't be afraid to test things. Like you said, you went in there and was doing facials, and you didn't even know nothing about facials.
I can just
all of that, right? But you were doing it because you were testing something. And the key is whenever you're trying to capture data, you have to talk to people you don't know. You have to talk to the strangers. You have to not rely on your friends, your family, your comfort zones. Hell, I used to DM people I didn't know on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hey,
you one of them.
Take a survey right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, only thing you're gonna do, look, leave me on red. All right.
Like, I find it.
Yeah, I'm on a mission. Like, you leave me on red on the scene, ain't stopping the program, not one bit.
Come on.
So
that made me say he determined.
Yeah, you got to push through it, man. You got to push through it. So that's what we did. We sourced a lot of customer surveys. We asked a lot of people. And then we, like I said, we downloaded a bunch of apps, right? A bunch of apps that we thought maybe were kind of like could potentially be competitors, or not even necessarily fitness, but like commerce apps as well, like Rakuten, Groupon, Living Social. So we did all those. We tested, right? But we kept it lean because everything was free, and that's key. Like when you're starting up, look to be as lean as possible.
Free.
Yeah, literally. Don't try to over-index on thinking it's got to be the bells and whistles all got to be attached. The faster you can test your idea and find out if it's something there or not, the better and the less time you'll waste. We worked on 2-week intervals. 2 weeks. If we don't get it done in 2 weeks, we have to scrap it, period. If it works in 2 weeks, then we'll double down on it. So that's how we kept.
Dang, you sound like you at the casino. He's saying, oh, you gamble, don't you?
Hey,
you be gambling, yeah. Right? We double down. That's a gambler term.
Yeah, man. So we had to keep each other accountable. And we have, like anything, you have highs, you have lows, you have times where you kind of get off the 2-week track. But it's important to stay focused on what you're doing. So I'll say if you're doing it by yourself, it's a little bit more difficult because you got to hold yourself accountable. If you're doing it with 2 people or more, it makes it a little bit easier from the aspect of hoping somebody holds you accountable. But the thing you have to not be afraid of is if it's 2 or 3 or 4 or however many more than one, you can't be afraid to be the person who speaks up and might be considered like a little bit of the asshole, right? Because people will get lax. People have other things going on in their lives. And what can be done today, I'll just put off till Friday, right? But if you have a deadline to meet, you got to be the person like, hey, Brandy, you said you're going to have it delivered on Tuesday. What do I need to do to help you deliver it on Tuesday? Right?
Oh, you one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you got to though.
no, I feel you though.
Yeah, if not, you will lag. It will start because you start to create a culture, right? Like we'll deliver when we get it there. But what you don't realize is that the more time you spend researching and waiting for somebody to respond to you, and this, that, or the third, you 3, 4, or 5 weeks into a project and you haven't made any traction. So the key to anything when it comes to testing the industry, testing your target market, traction. If you're not getting the traction, you're going to lose. It's all about momentum. You got to keep building. Even when you're tired, just send a couple text messages out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had days like that. You got to.
That's it. And people overlook that. Like, I'm telling you, like, sometimes when I talk to my clients, everybody just want everything now. Like, you just started your business in May, boo. It's October. She was like, I'm just ain't get the following I want. I'm not getting. And I'm like, it take more than that. Like, I remember back in the day, I was cold calling. I literally got a database of every like business in Charlotte. Like, they got a little database. I forgot what you can get it from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up but bro, I literally called and marked off emails. I emailed, marked them off. Every hotel, literally everything, every place that I wanted to connect with, I called them. And then on top of that, if you're sleeping on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is definitely the plug. Like LinkedIn, they gave me the opportunity to connect with people I never would have met, like CEOs of companies that hired me on for reoccurring services. Like that started for me connecting with them on LinkedIn. And then guys, when you connecting, don't make sure that you're organic with your connections. Don't connect with somebody and instantly hop in their inbox or hop in their DM. Because I've had people literally that have watched like my page for months and they'll be like, hey, I've been watching you for 6 months. I love what you're doing. I want to book you for my company. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? So just know that everything that you put out there, everything that you're doing, that's all a part of your branding. In addition, know that your branding is important. Think about that when you're coming out on the forefront. Even if your prototype or your minimal viable product is not everything that you want it to be, have something together tangible. So that way, even if you are testing the market, you can give something to kind of like you can give people something to think of. Like I remember when me and Yameen met, he pulled out the whole little presentation. It was really thick. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the app wasn't created yet at that time, but his PowerPoint was so clear. It had screenshots of every page of how it's gonna look. So I felt like even though I didn't have the app, I felt like I was looking at the app. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to create that product as lean as possible. Like you said, like me, I call it bootstrapping. You want to bootstrap it. Create what you can with what you have. Don't overexert yourself. Don't buy too many programs that you don't need. You know, keep it at free. So rolling right into our closing. What are some tips that you have for somebody that's trying to create an epic business launch? Like they got it together, they got their market, they know they want to do it. What are some ways that they can prepare to like get it out to their target market?
Yeah. So this response is going to be like this is not a one size fits all response by any means.
Definitely not.
This is going to be if this applies to you, listen up, right? So first thing, you mentioned about brand, have a compelling story, right? Now, the thing is that there's certain industry where it doesn't allow for compelling stories. And that's okay, right? If you're a barber, there's not much you can really say that's going to be a compelling story for me to be like, oh, I'm going to choose you over this other barber. Truth is, I care about making sure my haircut is what I need it to be, right? So if you cut better than that next barber does, then I've got you. But for more of a like wide customer base usage process or product, you have to think about what is your reason for getting into the business, being able to visualize that, articulate it through like your message positioning, your verbiage that you use, your brand tone, the colors that your brand uses. All those things resonate with your target market. So first, make sure those things are in place, right? Then from there, your next step would be to bring it to life, right? So if you got to get with a videographer, if you got to download a $6.99 app on your phone, ProCam is one I downloaded. You can download that for $6.99. It shoots in 4K, 1080p. You can get a Five Below tripod stand. And
Come on, Five and Below be the plug.
You can download
$30. You got to protect it.
Vimeo. There's no excuse for why you can't put something together to put it out there, right? So first step is going to be create your brand story, right? Then put that story into visuals. So whether it's actual creative copies or if it's a video, a lot of people prefer to consume video as long as it's like short form content. That's something we had to learn. Like we've created all sorts of videos. Like we've had 3-minute videos, 6-minute videos. We put it out there. You see the watch thing drop down. Like, damn, we lost them at 20 seconds. But we learned something, right? We learned something.
Right.
Our intro was weak, right? So people's attention spans are short, and that goes into the compelling story. So understand you're competing against millions of other pieces of content. So you have to, in a sense, disrupt someone's feed, right? If I'm scrolling and you have a video, don't show a frame of your back. Show a frame of smiles, right? Show a frame of engagement. Show a frame of people. Those are things that people relate to, emotionally connect to, right? So think along that lines. What's something that will make you stop? Second piece would be budget. Create a true budget. 2 budgets at that. 1, your marketing budget, and 2, your testing budget. The reason why I say have a testing budget is because what you don't want to do is assume that you got this nice creative, you have this ideal audience, and then you're going to pour $500 into a Facebook ad for the next 2 weeks, and then you only get 1 click. Right, you got all these impressions.
Oh boy, been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're sick, right? You're like, oh my God, I just burned $500. I need to hire a consultant, right? So this is where Be the Entrepreneur flies in and saves the day right here. So the testing budget is important because you're able to identify a target market through Facebook ads, Instagram as well, Google too. So you can create that target market and you can create a small budget. Right, and have some measurables, have some KPIs behind the budget. So if you say I'm going to do $10,
I tell what a KPI is.
Key performance indicator. Key
performance
indicator. And this helps you keep track of your goal metrics. So if you're saying I want to get 5 clicks, right? 5 clicks. You got to look at your conversion rates, all these different things. But what you want to do is make sure that within that $10 budget, you're going after one specific target market. You have the creative you want. You have the copy you want. And then I always suggest have to do A/B testing because what you think might resonate might not resonate, right? Your call to action might not be strong enough, or your copy might be too long and people can't consume all that, or your creative might over-index towards male or female, depending on who your target audience is. So test it with a small budget, and then after you get those results, regardless of if you like one design better than the other, go with the one that performs the best, right? Don't get emotionally attached to any designs, any copy, any video. You got to remove your ego. You got to take your
on.
So let the data tell the truth, and that's the one you deploy, right? That's the one you put money into, and work on your placements, make sure you follow it. A rule of thumb, and this is something that's a good jewel for people to have. If you can measure it, you can manage it. Meaning, if you can measure the success or failure of a campaign, you can manage it in between that takeoff point or that drop-off point. And it always leaves room. The data is there for you. You just got to know how to read it. And Facebook it's pretty simple. If you don't understand it, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that explains how to interpret Facebook data or Instagram market data. So those are some things that pop to mind. And then the next thing is don't be afraid to get on camera. Like people want to do business with people too often. And this is something that I can definitely attest to, right? In the beginning day, I'm going to be super transparent with y'all right now. In the beginning days, our issue was, all right, we're creating this out of the box concept that we haven't seen done before. We came to find out later it has been done, but it wasn't done right? And it didn't have all the features we had. But our thing was, all right, dope idea, dope delivery, dope engineer team, dope marketing ideas. Is this color of our skin going to hold us back?
That's a muy importante question. Pregunta, to be exact. Look,
that was the question, right? And we battled with this for so long. I'm talking about Brandy, man. We battled with this for every bit of 9 months, right? Like, do we put our face out there? Don't we put our face out there? Do we keep it quiet? All those things, right? Because those are relevant things. Because let's just be honest, when people start seeing people of color, black folks, I'm not going to say people of color, I'm going to call it what it is, black folks.
Black.
When you see black people, a lot of times you get pigeonholed, right? Oh, this is a black business. It's owned or operated by a black person, but it doesn't mean that my clientele base is exclusively black. But we have been pigeonholed into black business. Oh, it's a black business. It's a black business. It must be for black people. Like, and that was something that we did not want to be pigeonholed into. So because of that, we had to be strategic about how we put our space out there, in what capacity, what's our marketing material look like, right? And this is all part of the roadmap. And I'll say that even now, I'm like, I would love for us to put our face out there more. But for me, what made more sense was the end goal. The end goal for us is to help feed communities that are deemed food deserts, right? So where I grew up at, Beatties Ford Road is considered a food desert. We want to be able to supply those communities with fresh veggies, fresh produce, and for free. So in my mind, it was like, all right, so let's leverage this wide mass marketing appeal, right, to Black, white, Asian, Latinx, everyone, right? Marketing material wise, it's open for everyone. But let's make sure that our end profiteer of it are people who are in our communities. So for me, that personally made me feel better about what we were doing, just because it was going to help our people, right? So it's like the people who we've went to college, we've made our lives for ourselves, we've created these lives for ourselves. We're able to do these things. So let's use the things that we enjoy doing, being actively fit and eating well, all these things, to benefit somebody else, right? You don't got to go out of your way. You don't got to go build a house for Habitat Humanity. You don't have to go volunteer at a food bank. You don't even have to see what's going on. But when you're making a purchase, when you're satisfying your own ego or satisfying your own needs, you're helping someone else who can't do it, right? So for us, that was a big piece that was like, okay, this is what we're doing is okay. We're okay with slow walking this thing, getting the right people in place, strategically making the right hires, right?
It's like one little thing at a time. It's like,
yeah. Those things are what made it, a smart move on our part. So don't be, and here recently, we do our Path to Launch series now. Because we at this point, it's like, we're rolling. Like, we're getting interest from investors. We're getting invited to pitch competitions.
Come on, that's when the big bucks start rolling in.
Yeah, we're building relationships with key partners. We actually just brought Smoothie King on last week. So we're having the right conversations. We know that our ideas getting validated based on, the customer side of things, the user side of things is definitely picking up now. It's picking up a lot. So you just can't be afraid to get out there, talk to people, create a compelling story, test your ads. If you can measure it, you can manage it, and make sure that your creatives make sense, right? Don't just post things, but have an end goal, have a tactic, have a story in mind, and talk to people outside of social media. Like, that's a big thing. Like you said, LinkedIn is a big one. Like, pitch everybody. Everybody should know about what you build. Everybody.
Right. Everybody.
Whether they use it or not. Like, I've been DMing people for the past 2 weeks. I don't care if you don't ever work out. You're going to know about Whole Bod. And that's how you got to treat your business. Every opportunity you get, you got to use it as an opportunity. This is an impression, right? Whether you use it or not, you have somebody in your network who may benefit from it. And all you want to do is be top of mind.
That's it.
You want to be top of mind. So those are some of the tips. And one more thing too.
Come on, drop them.
Marketing is strategy. Advertising is a budget. All right. Marketing requires a strategy. Advertising requires a budget. So when you're running ads, you're putting money out there for awareness. Your marketing strategy is what's going to bring them into the funnels, right? So you got this ad. What do you want people to do after they see the ad? You want them to click on it. Then they click on it. Then they go to a landing page. What do you want to capture from them at this landing page? Probably an email contact or a text, a phone number, right? So now you got them in your funnel. So now you want to be able to start teaching them more about what you have, right? Create that desire. And then once you get them into that funnel, now you get them into your sales funnel where the action happens of closing them. Then once they're closed, it's your job, once they've made the purchase to a product or services that you have, it's your job to keep them happy and keep them as a returning customer, because it's a lot cheaper to retain a customer than it is to acquire a customer.
Come on, it's cheaper to keep them.
Cheaper to keep them. Yep. So customer retention over customer acquisition. That's what you want to get.
Man, this was some good stuff, and we getting amazing feedback. Thank you guys so much for commenting, sharing, joining, reacting. I'm super excited. Like I said, yeah, I mean, you dropped some amazing gems today. Like, you were the perfect person for this segment. I'm so glad that I
Yeah,
chose you for
I
this.
hope
Yeah.
somebody takes it from me. I hope it works for somebody.
No, they excited. Like, the feedback in the comments have been amazing tonight, and I'm super excited. And thank you guys so much for engaging. So Yameen, in closing, if you could tell us where we can connect with you, how we can connect with you, if they're interested in getting more information about Whole Bod, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so on Facebook, I know we're on Facebook streaming right now. You can like our page, join our community at Whole Bod Technologies. You can, and when you get to Whole Bod Technology, you can sign up to become, you can register to become a beta tester of our app. Our beta version will be live come December 16th, so we'll open it up for testing. A few days right after that, we got to stress test it and all those things. But we would like for your viewers to register to become beta testers. Again, they can go to Facebook.com. Our Facebook page is Whole Bod Technologies. You can go to our website, www.thewholebod.com. 1 E, not 2 E's like Ohio State or anything, but thewholebod.com. On Instagram, Whole Bod app. So that's the company name, Whole Bod, and then APP on Instagram. Twitter, same Whole Bod app as well. So yeah, right now we're in the process of registering beta testers. We have a cap of 2,500. And right now we're at a little bit over 1,000. So I mean, we got about another 1,400 slots left. So we would love to have as many of the viewers here tonight register to become beta testers. Again, the premise of the app is you work out, you're now rewarded with digital currency to purchase products, goods, and services that will continue to help you stay healthy and on your fitness and wellness journey for a discounted cost. And the great part is that when you make a purchase in the marketplace, we donate to local community gardens. The first pilot program is called Whole Communities. Will be here in Charlotte, North Carolina, in my neighborhood that I grew up in, Lincoln Heights Community.
Come on, Lincoln Heights.
We partnered with Lincoln Heights Community Garden. So
that's exciting.
Yeah. So we've got like 3 boxes we already have over there for Whole Bod. So we'll be uploading that content of us working in the garden, planting seeds, interacting with the community. For any content creators, we'll start reaching out to like fitness content creators, certified personal trainers. We're in a hiring process, bringing on internships for the interns for the spring 2021. So it's a lot of good things that's happening right now. Our goal is just to create opportunity, make living healthy and fit a more affordable cost for everyone, not just those who are high earners. Everyone, you only get one body, right? You only get one body. That's the only thing we can control. It's the only thing we own. We don't own our homes because it can be taken from us. We don't own the shoes on our feet, clothes on our back. Only thing we own is what God gave us. So we want to help you take care of that for a price that you won't find anywhere else. So Whole Bod app on Instagram is pretty much where we have a lot of activity. And on my personal Instagram is Mean for short. I think it's on this video at Mean4 short.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that information. Like I said, it's really exciting. I'm excited. Please sign up to be a beta tester, y'all. Get some massages. We're going to be rolling, getting backs right. In addition, guys, if you are looking to get a copy of this video, let's say you came in a little late, you missed some of the tips, all you have to do is go to our website at www.betheentrepreneur.com. As soon as you log on, you will see a whole box that has our straight to the market checklist. It basically gives you 8 market testing tips that you can do before you take your business to before you take it to the market. So it talks about beta testing, focus groups, all that kind of stuff. And you can get that download for free. And that'll make you a subscriber to be able to get this email, to be able to get this video. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Yameen, for joining. I definitely appreciate you. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks for our next Talk It Out session.
There it is. Thank you for having me tonight. Appreciate it. And look forward to connecting again.
Most definitely.
All right.
Night.
Night.